Poachers, trappers, gamers, and hunters all have one thing in common. They are hunters of unique prey. Poachers risk life and limb to hunt down and kill elephants, one of the most beautiful and majestic beasts of the earth. Why? For their ivory tusks. Gamers, hunters, and trappers don their camouflage with rifles in hand to sit quietly in the bush. They wait patiently for their unsuspected prey, whether deer, rabbits, cheetahs, minks, quail, or whatever other helpless animal they can kill and throw into the back of their trucks. They speed off to their campsites, all charged up and drunk off the blood of their spoil, where they can sit around the campfire and boast in the flickering flames about the big one they just took down. Then you have the taxidermist, the most cruelest and diabolical of all the hunters, who prey upon, capture, and mercilessly kill their prey to stuff them and hang them on their walls as a morbid collection and display of their wealth for all to see. Thank goodness for PETA and other like minded organizations who are standing up as advocates and protectors of animals and wildlife. Dear ones, beware. There's another kind of predator among us. This one is more nefarious and harder to identify. This predator can be found in churches, on college campuses, at family gatherings, on dating sites, social media, and even in the workplace. They don't wear camouflage, but they surely do wear a mask, a false self, to hide their true motives and intentions. It was Brooke Benton who sung it best. Smiling faces sometimes pretend to be your friend. Smiling faces show no traces of the evil that lurks within. These predators are the cluster bees of society, the narcissists, psychopaths, and sociopaths. Don't forget their first cousins, the emotionally draining energy vampires. What's their unique prey? You. A dear friend of mine named Odie Hoskins, a beautiful older woman from Arkansas with a wealth of wisdom and insight, said something to me many years ago. She said, Virgie, don't worry about those four-legged dogs. It's the two-legged dogs you need to worry about. Odie was right. We have something they so desperately want. They want our positive energy, our light, our innocence, genuine love of mankind, goodness, kindness, and compassion. These predators are empty shells, the original walking dead, devoid of light. They abandoned themselves a long time ago. They have sided with darkness. By choice, they are cut off from the universe, the source of light. This causes them to fiend, slither, and squirm, trying to extract and steal the light from those of us who are connected. They are drawn to empaths and light workers. We are the chosen ones. Since the beginning of mankind, it's our energy that keeps this world in balance. It's because of our light that this world has not brought about its own demise. These predators think of us as easy targets. They truly believe that kindness is a sign of weakness. While we're sleeping at night, they sadistically lay awake thinking of all kinds of devious tactics to employ so they can slyly get what they want from us. I know it's heartless and demonic, but unfortunately, it's true. Take, for example, dating sites. These predators present themselves as kind, available individuals with like minded interests, only to find out that you've been duped. They were master manipulators, preying on the weak and lonely for money or sex. In the workplace, you're known for your creative ideas, leadership abilities, and team spirit. One day you're approached by a coworker in the cafeteria. You don't really know them, but they appear harmless. They join you at your table and disarm you with flattery. With great enthusiasm, they begin to chat it up and pick your brain for ideas. Weeks pass, and you're shocked when you find out that this imposter stole your ideas and presented them to management as their own. In churches, you have individuals with influential positions masquerading as instruments of God, while in the pulpits, they strut like peacocks and amplify their booming voices to mesmerize the crowd. They've amassed notoriety and a cult like following who swear by their teachings and the charitable work they do in their communities. While watching the news one evening, you gasp in sheer horror as their mug shot is flashed across the screen, along with a laundry list of indictments ranging from misappropriation of funds to using the congregation of women and underage girls as a harem for their perverted sexual desires. On various social media platforms, you'll see men and women with breathtaking good looks and knockout physiques. As if a full time job, they post every day, all day. Their content strikes a chord with you. Surprisingly, they send you a friend request and you happily accept. You exchange a daily stream of messages and they appear sincere. You're attracted to them, but you play it cool. However, you notice eerily after several weeks that this connection never really gets off the ground. Everything is one sided, all about them, and superficial. You don't engage in any meaningful, trying to get to know you conversations. You know who you are, and you're too old to be playing games, so you call them out on their behavior. They immediately become childlike, defensive, and hypersensitive with a refusal to take ownership of their behavior. You realized early on that their intentions were no intentions. Despite their online presence of confidence and swag, they were energy vampires, emotionally unavailable individuals who are filled with shame, low self esteem, and an inner emptiness. Out of a constant nagging desperation to silence the emptiness within, they scour social media platforms looking for an opportunity to feed off the energy of others through likes, admiration, and validation. It's no wonder why some withdraw from society, live off the grid, develop trust issues, and put up impregnable walls as a defense mechanism to protect themselves. I truly understand. However, one thing about walls, not only do they keep predators out, they also keep the innocent trapped within. When I was growing up in Chicago during the 70s, it was common for families who lived in the inner city to have bars mounted upon their windows and doors as a protective measure. Sadly, it wasn't unusual to hear on the news of how people had died in fires because they were unable to escape their heavily guarded homes. Dear ones, don't become a prisoner in your world. There's a better way for us to protect ourselves from the predators among us. It's time to become spiritual gangsters, okay? It was Mother Maya Angelou who said, "When you learn, teach." I'd like to share with you 5 life lessons I've learned along my journey on how to protect yourself from predators. Life lesson number 1: stop projecting your goodness onto others. As empaths and light workers, we do this often and unconsciously. We see the good in everyone. It's true, we're all made in God's image, but not all are godly. Allow individuals to reveal to you the truth of who they are by being fully present and observing their behavior. Most experts agree between 70 to 93% of all communication is nonverbal. Some nonverbal cues are eye contact or the lack thereof, facial expressions, hand gestures, body movement and posture, tone of voice, and physical distance. Do they exhibit a cold, blank stare or a smirkish grin? Pay attention. Actions always speak louder than words. Life lesson number 2: respond, don't react. Predators are master manipulators. They study human behavior and employ the art of language to extract an emotional response from you. Become a spiritual ninja. Don't be so quick to reveal your thoughts, plans, and emotions. Give yourself time before you give an answer. Even implementing the act of taking deep breaths and counting to 10 gives you enough time to calm down and regain your composure. If you're presented with a "you must act now" or "this deal won't last long," that's a sure sign you're being emotionally manipulated. Disengage from the interaction and be willing to walk away. Life lesson number 3: exercise patience. I've got to be honest with you. This life lesson has proven to be my Achilles heel. I'm an Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, and we're known for being extremely impatient. When we want something or someone, we want it right now. It's something else, I'm telling you. I'm so impatient that I was literally born in the car on Lakeshore Drive en route to the hospital. Hey, it was my birthday, and I couldn't wait to get here to start the celebration. As a younger woman, I would boldly say, waiting is a waste of time. Ouch! How that statement has backfired on a few occasions. With maturity, introspection, and accountability, I learned that a lack of patience and an innate aversion to waiting had caused me to make some rash decisions along my journey. If it seems too good to be true, guess what? It is. Now, when I'm faced with a business decision, a major purchase, or a potential love interest, I smile to myself. I acknowledge the fire that begins to race through my veins, tempting me to jump into immediate action. I lovingly tell myself, settle down, darling. All things in divine timing. I'm still feisty and a go-getter, but I've learned how to manage and control my energy, utilizing it as a great asset instead of seeing it as a liability. Life lesson number 4: listen to your intuition. We all have been endowed with intuition. Intuition is also called discernment, our inner voice, or listening to your gut. It's when we take in what's going on in our environment, connect it with past experiences or information, and come to a conclusion about a matter. Our intuition speaks to us primarily in 2 ways: body sensations or an inner voice or knowing. Predators are banking on us to doubt ourselves and not trust our intuition. For instance, you might be introduced to someone at a party. Before the night is over, you begin to feel an intense feeling of unease while in their presence. You don't feel safe. You can't put your finger on it, but you know it's something. That's your intuition signaling you that this person doesn't have your best interest in mind. Or you're driving home late one evening and you approach a stoplight. A person out of nowhere runs up to your car with arms waving frantically, motioning you to let down your window. You're feeling confused, but your inner voice says, "Drive off." Without hesitation, you gun it to safety. I must admit, sometimes it takes a while to put all of the pieces together regarding a person or a business deal you're presented with. Sadly, we've all had experiences where we've shrugged off and dismissed our intuition, along with the mounting red flags to our own detriment. When this happens, don't beat yourself up. Be kind and forgive yourself. Make a vow to listen and trust your intuition. It's our inner guide, and it's always here for our protection. Lastly, life lesson number 5: have strong boundaries. Empaths and light workers are bright lights who instinctively care about people, put others first, and show concern for the welfare of others. These are beautiful qualities. However, strong boundaries are needed to prevent ourselves from being deceived, used, or ensnared by predators. Knowledge is power, and I'd like to share with you a few boundaries I've implemented along my journey. Number 1, let your no mean no and your yes mean yes. Stand firm in your convictions and don't let anyone talk you out of or sway you from your stance. If someone is constantly prodding you to change your mind on a particular matter, it's a sure sign you're being emotionally manipulated. Number 2, never give out your personal or credit card information online or over the telephone. Be wary of unknown or unfamiliar so-called do-good organizations. Often these are scammers quite skilled in internet fraud. Stick with the tried and true organizations you've supported in the past. Lastly, number 3, remind yourself at all times that you are made in God's image. You are love. You don't have to work for it, earn it, or pay for it. Unresolved core wounds make us unconsciously overinvest and overgive in toxic relationships. No more. Decide today that you're going to face your past. Prayerfully acknowledge your pain, disappointments, heartbreaks, and betrayals. Allow yourself to grieve and cry. Your inner child has been waiting for this moment. Let it all out and sit with your uncomfortableness for as long as it takes. No more looking away or running from it. Allow the healing process to begin. Make a commitment to no longer look to others for validation, love, approval, or acceptance. Courageously give to yourself all the unconditional love, warmth, affection, and approval that no one else has or was able. The love we so desperately need is our own. Beautiful ones, you are loved, supported, cherished, and needed by the universe. Protect yourself and keep anchoring the light. You're more powerful than any predator. Thanks so much for stopping by. You are appreciated. Until we chat again, keep shining.